Hey guys, Jedi Marine here with another Semper Sundays. Today, it's kind of a different Semper Sundays because talking about two guys who both received the medals of honor for the same engagement. They were there together. You guys, I guarantee you know who they are because you've probably seen the movie Black Hawk Down. But their names are Master Sergeant Gary I. Gordon and Sergeant First Class Randall D. Shughart, I believe is how you're supposed to say it. These guys were Delta Force snipers. They were insanely good at what they were doing, and they were there in Somalia, in Mogadishu, on the 3rd of October in 1993, which is the day the Black Hawk Down movie takes place. It's kind of the premise of it. And essentially what happened is some other helicopters have been shot down, and these guys were in a helicopter providing sniper fire to try to help those down helicopters and to try to help the ground forces that were there. And they were, shooting from a moving helicopter is just fucking insane. And the fact that they hit their targets is fucking even more insane. But essentially what happened is they ended up realizing that one of the helicopters wasn't going to get any help, at least for a long time, and if someone didn't get inserted in there to help them, that those guys were dead. And so these two volunteered to go in. What I'll do is I'm just going to read the Medal of Honor citation for Gary Gordon, and it's essentially the same thing as Randy Shughart's citation. But this applies to both of them. They both are fucking men. How do you say it? Men among men. I don't know. These guys are fucking beasts. There's no getting around it. These guys are amazing dudes. So I'll just read the citation and let's go from there. So it says, Master Sergeant Gordon, United States Army, as well as Sergeant First Class Shughart, United States Army, distinguished themselves by actions above and beyond the call of duty on the 3rd of October 1993 while serving in the Sniper Team, United States Army Special Operations Command, with the Task Force Ranger in Mogadishu, Somalia. These guys, the sniper teams, provided precision fires from the lead helicopter during an assault and at 2 helicopter crash sites while subjected to intense automatic weapons and rocket-propelled grenade fires. When they learned that the ground forces were not immediately available to secure the second crash site, Master Sergeant Gordon, as well as Sergeant First Class Shughart, unhesitatingly volunteered to be inserted to protect the 4 critically wounded personnel, despite being well aware of the growing number of enemy personnel closing in on the site. After the 3rd request to be inserted, they received permission to perform their volunteer mission. When debris and enemy ground fires at the site caused them to abort the first attempt, these 2 soldiers were inserted 100 meters south of the crash site and equipped with only their sniper rifles and pistols. Master Sergeant Gordon and Sergeant First Class Shughart, while under intense small arms fire from the enemy, fought their way through a dense maze of shanties and shacks to reach the critically injured crew members. They immediately pulled the pilot and other crew members from the aircraft, establishing a perimeter which placed them in the most vulnerable positions. They used their long-range rifle and sidearms to kill an undetermined number of attackers until they completely depleted all their ammunition. The Master Sergeant Gordon then went back to the wreckage, recovering some of the crew's weapons and ammo from the down helicopter. And despite the fact that they were critically low on ammunition, he provided some of it to the dazed pilot and then radioed for help. Master Sergeant Gordon continued, as well as Shughart, continued to travel the perimeter protecting the downed crew. After his teammate was fatally wounded and his own rifle ammunition exhausted, Master Sergeant Gordon returned to the wreckage, recovering a rifle with the last 5 rounds of ammunition, and gave it to the pilot with the words, "Good luck." Then, armed only with his pistol, Master Sergeant Gordon continued to fight until he was fatally wounded. His actions saved the pilot's life. Through their extraordinary heroism and devotion to duty, was keeping with the highest standards of military service and reflect great credit upon them, their units, and the United States Army. And the movie essentially shows just that. They don't show the other crew members, They have them as being dead, but those other crew members lived for a while because of these two. But as far as the pilot was the only one to live, and he ended up getting captured. The pilot did, but it saved the pilot's life. He ended up getting found by our guys and recovered a few weeks later. But these two went in knowing that they had ammo on them, but given the situation, they knew that their ammo wasn't going to last. But their hope was that they would be able to get in there and protect these guys long enough for the ground forces to get to them. But that just didn't happen. The fire was too intense. And because of these two, and because of their willingness to leave the relative safety of their helicopter, they went down and they were able to save the life of that pilot. And it's just amazing. Absolutely amazing. These two went in knowing 100% that they were dead. If the ground forces didn't get to them, and there's a good chance that it wasn't going to, they were dead, and they still did it. Because they knew that those guys on the ground were in a bad way and needed help. So absolute respect to these two, because, how can you not? Absolute heroes. So if you guys haven't looked this up, definitely read into these guys. They're fucking amazing. These guys were some absolutely outstanding shots. And, yeah. All right, guys. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, hit me up. And I will see you in the next one. Semper Fi.